All right, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great start to your Friday. I have my best friend Grant that's going to join us again. He'll do any modifications that might be needed throughout the practice, so you can give an eye up to him if you have any questions. And then of course, Bruno, he's always going to be joining us in the practice today. Gives that little bit of added distraction when you need it. We'll go ahead and start in a child's pose. So if the knees don't feel good for that, then always start on your booty and then you can move on from there. But if the knees feel okay, then have the big toes touching and the knees wide. Press the sit bones back for the heels. That's going to help you to open up through the low back. And then you can bring the forehead down to the floor and either maybe stack the palms or extend the hands out towards the front of the mat, or you can drape them along the sides of the body. So any of those positions to get started. And then you'll just start to rest your heart down towards the floor and pull the shoulder blades down the back towards the sit bones. And then just take a moment here to begin to arrive on your mat. It might take some time for you to open up that space in the glutes and in the back, the low back, just from waking up and getting going for the day. So we'll take a couple of breaths here. You can breathe in through the nose and out of the mouth if that feels okay to start. And then just slowly let the body start to open here. And take maybe one or two more breaths. And then let's all seal the lips. Start to breathe deeply in and out of the nose. Find your conscious breath. So as you do this, I want you to slowly breathe in through the nose. Feel the lungs expanding and the sides of the body starting to expand with that fresh oxygen. And then as you exhale, feel everything start to come to midline, and then you'll still breathe out of the nose. Let's do that a couple of times here. Start to move our focus inward. And take one more full round of breath here. And then we'll all rise up for a moment, stack the spine over the heels. You can bring the knees together. Grow nice and tall. And then wherever you are, hands come together in front of the heart. With the eyes closed, the lips sealed. Bring all of your awareness to that space right in between the eyebrows. And as you start to quiet the mind, use this opportunity to invite your intention into your day. So some of the things that we're working on in our society is creating a little bit more compassion. And think about compassion outwardly towards your community. But think of self-compassion, compassion towards yourself. How can you bring that compassion on the mat? And then wherever you are, take one more full breath to arrive. And then we'll come into table pose. You can blink the eyes open, bring the hands right underneath the shoulders, and then bring the knees right underneath the hips. And then as you look down right between the palms, reach the crown of the head forward. Press the earth away and kind of press the chest up and the belly button towards the spine. You'll really engage the core here. And then at the same time, we're also extending the tailbone back. Reach the booty for the back of the room. Take a big, deep breath to fill the body with air. And a full breath out. On your next inhale, I want you to lift the right knee and flex the right foot. You're going to point the heel towards the ceiling with the foot flex. So right knee in line with the right hip. And I want you to take a big inhale and open up through the chest. Reach the heel up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, I want you to round the back, bring the knee towards the nose. Inhale to lengthen the chest up, heel up towards the ceiling. And then exhale to round, point the toe, bring the knee towards the nose. One more time, inhale, reach the right heel up. Exhale, round the back, bring the knee towards the nose. Come back to that neutral starting position with the knee still in line with the hip. Take a big inhale and then exhale here. Bring the left forearm down to the floor. Keep the right hand where it is. Keep pressing into the right hand. And then as you inhale, just open the knee up out to the right. And then exhale back to center. Inhale again out to the right. And then exhale, come back to center. So a funny name for this pose is called fire hydrant. I'm sure you can imagine why. Keep moving that right knee out to the right and do that maybe 5 times total.
The Odell Beckham.
Inhale the right knee back out and then come back to center. Press into that right palm. We'll come back to table. Shake out the right wrist here. And then again, find that neutral position. Ground the palms into the floor. Press the tops of the shins into the floor. Bring the left knee now in line with the left hip. Flex the left foot. And then keep pressing the floor away. Take a big inhale. Open up through the heart. Reach the heel up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, round the back. Point the toe. Bring the knee towards the nose. Inhale to flex the foot, reach the heel up, open up through the chest, and then exhale to round. We'll do that one more time together. Inhale, extend the heel up, open up, broaden through the chest, and then we'll exhale to round. Come back to that neutral starting position, and we'll keep the right hand where it is. Keep the left foot flexed and the heel in line with the hip. Bring the left forearm down to the floor. So we should be on the, actually I think it's the other side here. Press the right forearm down into the floor, and that left palm is still going to press into the floor as well. Take an inhale, open up to the side, and then exhale, come back to center. We'll do that maybe 5 or so times. Keep moving with your breath, opening up, coming back to center. We're getting into that inside of that hip socket. Sometimes if you run or if you're standing in one position for a long time, then we build up a little bit of gunk in that hip. So this is just bringing some lubrication to that hip socket. Do that maybe one more time. And then let's release the knee down to the floor. Press into both palms. Shake out the opposite wrist, left wrist. And then now, since we're comfortable on the forearms, bring both forearms down to the floor. Step back into forearm plank pose. As you do this, I want you to reach the heels back. Be careful not to extend the booty up too far, and you don't want the hips to dip. So feel the elbows right underneath the shoulders, and then this straight line, long line of energy coming from the shoulders all the way through the heels. And if you need to set the knees down for a little bit of a break, go ahead and do so. Well, let's try and engage the core, engage both legs. As you reach the crown of the head forward, reach the heels back. Tighten the glutes here and take maybe a couple of breaths, but try not to dump the chest through the shoulders. Keep lifting up through the back of the chest. Take one more breath, pull the belly button towards the spine. And then we'll take this breath in to lengthen, crown of the head forward, heels back. And then exhale, lower the hips, untuck the toes, come into Sphinx pose. So as you come into Sphinx pose, you'll bring the forearms right underneath the shoulders. Press into the forearms and reach the heart forward, almost like you're trying to lift the sternum towards the chin. But I want you to keep the chin slightly tucked. Don't jet the chin out. Think about keeping the back of the neck soft. And then keep pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Press the pubic bone into the floor. See if you can feel that space being created in the low back. One more full breath. Really nice. So we'll go ahead and press the palms right underneath the shoulders, hug the elbows in, press into table pose, and then find your way into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the sit bones. You can pedal out the feet if that feels good. And then when you're ready, come into stillness. Press the floor down and forward. Soften the shoulders down towards your sit bones and lift the sit bones nice and high. And if it feels better, you can put a slight bend in those knees. That might help you press the floor down and bring the heart closer towards the front of the thighs. As the backs of the hamstrings start to open, press the heels down for the earth. Take another breath here to soften. I want you to widen your feet as wide as your mat, or just about as wide as the mat. Walk the hands backwards towards the feet. You'll come into a wide-legged forward fold. So you can grab onto opposite elbows. You can put a slight bend in the knees. Sometimes that feels good for the low back and the hamstrings. I want you to point the top of the head right down towards the floor. Tuck the chin a little bit more towards the chest. Maybe even sway from side to side. Take a breath here. Then release the fingertips for the floor. Bend through the right knee. Press the left palm onto the floor. And then you'll inhale to spiral the right hand up. Okay, opposite knee. Bend the left knee and straighten through the right leg. Left palm on the floor and then spiral up. There we go. As you ground the left palm into the floor, bring the belly button to the spine. Extend the right fingertips up. Take another full breath here. Use your next inhale to unwind. Right hand comes down, bend the right knee, extend the left hand up. Press the right palm into the floor. Left fingertips extend to the ceiling. Take a full breath. Inhale to unwind. Bring that left hand down to the floor. Bring the feet back, hip width distance apart. Then you're going to walk back into downward facing dog. Find your foundation with the palms. Press the palms into the floor. Press the mat forward or the carpet forward, and then bring your heart closer towards the front of the thighs. And you do this by pressing the palms down and extending the torso back. One more full breath. On the next inhale, raise the right leg up. Extend the right heel to the back. Lift it as high as possible, but keep the hips square. Keep pressing down into the palms. Take a big, deep breath in. Look forward. Then I want you to plant the foot between the palms. Stay on the toe crease. Reach the heart forward. Keep the left leg nice and firm. On your inhale, rise up into a high lunge. Sink into that front knee. And then now I want you to bend the left knee to where it almost hovers off of the floor. You're going to feel that in the top of the left quad and in the glute here. Keep pressing into the ball of the right foot, and then notice if the hips come out of line. Pull that right hip back so it's in line with the left. Keep bending that left knee. Take another full breath. And then straighten through the knee. Bring the hands down to the floor. Keep the left leg firm. Ground the left palm into the floor. Inhale to spiral the right hand up. So Grant's using a block that helps to bring the floor a little bit closer to your hand if you need a little bit more leverage in the arm. So use something underneath that left palm if you need to. Use the right fingertips to help open up through the chest. And then again, keep the left leg firm. Take another full breath in and a full breath out. One more full breath. And then inhale to unwind. Right hand comes down. Go ahead now and walk to the wide side of the mat. So you'll rotate to the left. Bring the heels in, point the toes out, bend the knees, and then you're going to come up, use the thighs for your hands. So you can stay here. I want you to sink into this pose though. You're going to feel this in the hamstrings and the low part of the glutes. Push the knees out towards the pinky side edge of the toe. Take a couple of breaths here, drop a little bit lower. If you want to add a little bit, then go ahead and bring the arms out to that cactus pose or that goalpost shape. Pull the shoulder blades together. Sink a little bit deeper. Feel the knees pointing out towards the toes. Big breath in and a big breath out. Hands come to the hips, straighten through the legs. Shake the hips from side to side. Really nice. And I want you to point these right toes now forward towards the front. And then in one motion, step to mountain pose towards the front of your mat. Bring the feet hip width distance or right underneath the hips, maybe slightly closer. Extend the fingertips down for the floor and just feel now the difference in the right side compared to the left. Take a full breath here. Keep the eyes closed. Inhale to gently sweep the arms out and up. Feel the palms touch overhead. As you exhale, lead with the heart, dive down over the thighs. Inhale, flat back, fingertips on the earth or hands to the shins. Reach the crown forward. Exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step into your push-up position or plank pose. Ground the palms into the floor. Find the foundation with the palms, and then lift the sit bones up into downward facing dog. Full breath in and a full breath out. One more breath. Next, inhale, left leg lifts. Keep the hips square and the shoulders square to the front. Flex the foot. Keep lifting the heel as high as possible. And then see if you can soften the right heel closer to the floor as well. Really good. Take a big, deep breath in and a deep breath out. Look forward. Plant the left foot between the palms. Stay on that back toe crease. Reach the heart forward. And then on your inhale, I want you to rise up, come into your crescent pose, high lunge. Fingertips extend to the ceiling. Make sure that the torso and the hips are both pointing towards that front foot. And then sink into the front knee. And now we'll bend the right knee to hover off of the earth. As you reach the fingertips up, soften the collarbone away from the chin. Keep the core engaged. This is going to help you with your balance. Take another full breath here. Keep the knee hovering off the earth. And then straighten through that right leg. On your exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Ground the right palm into the floor. Use any props that you need to. Right leg stays firm. On your inhale, spiral the left hand up to the ceiling. Press into that bottom palm and then use the left fingertips to grow a little bit lighter out of the wrist. Right leg stays firm. Pull the navel towards the spine. Take one more breath. Use your inhale to bring the hand down to the floor. Start to walk now to the right. So you're going to be facing the back of the mat. So, Grant, if you want, you can turn to the side so your booty's not facing the camera. So we'll turn to the side so then that way we're not just mooning you towards the camera, but I want you to widen the feet, heels come in, and then come into that squat pose once again. And then we'll do this just for a moment. Sink a little bit deeper into the heels. Drop the sit bones a little bit more, and then open up through the chest. Sometimes you want to lean forward to help with the momentum. See if you can stack the spine as much as possible right over the sit bones. Elbows can come out to that cactus shape if you want, or you can leave the hands on the thighs. See if you can sink a little bit deeper now. Pull the shoulder blades together, lift the sternum up, take one more full breath. Hands come to the hips, very gently straighten through the legs. Shake the hips from side to side. Really nice. And then you're going to turn those left toes forward if you are facing the opposite direction. We're stepping back to the top of the mat, finding our mountain pose. Ground the feet into the floor. Fingertips point down towards the floor. Palms shine forward. Close the eyes. Take a full breath here to ground back into this moment. And then just remember how you started your practice. Remember any intention that you created. And then start to tune into this subtle shift of internal feelings. Take one more full cycle of breath here. Blink the eyes open. Bring the big toes to touch if you can, or you can keep maybe a fist distance between the feet. And I want you to bend the knees, drop the sit bones like you're sitting into a chair, and extend the arms up towards the ceiling. So as you do this, I want you to push the sit bones back. Don't just drop down, but push them back and then sit a little bit lower. Take a full cycle of breath here. And then start to bring the weight into the right foot. Get a little bit lighter in the left foot and bring just the toe, tip toe to touch the earth, the left toe. Take a big deep breath and we're going to step the left foot back, but keep the right foot bent. Come into that high lunge pose. Really nice. Take a full deep breath here. Hands come down to the heart. Inhale to lengthen the torso. And then exhale to twist towards the right. Bring the left elbow to the right knee. Press into the palms. Bring the navel towards the spine. And gaze towards that right elbow or the right shoulder. Full deep breath here. Keep the left leg firm. And then don't forget to breathe. Inhale to unwind. Ground into that right foot, and you're going to come back into balance onto the right leg, but I want you to bring the left knee in line with the left hip. So in one motion, if you can. Very good. Ground into that right palm, or into the right foot, excuse me. Press the palms together. And then like granted, if you need to use anything for balance, go towards a wall. Use a chair, but then you can start to ground into that right leg, finding your balance. And then hands come to the hips. Keep the left knee in line with the left hip. And then with or without help, we're going to bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. So either above or below the knee joint. Sometimes you need to help the foot into the thigh. Make sure it's not pressing on any joints. Shoulders and heart shine forward. And then that left knee, it's not opened up fully towards the left because we want to keep our hips square. We'll take a full breath here. Find something to gaze at that's not moving. That's your drishti. And then you can choose to extend your hands up or not. Take a full breath. One more full breath in. And then exhale to release the left foot down, back into chair pose. Drop the sit bones. Reach the heart up. Extend the fingertips up if possible. And then take another cycle here. Drop the sit bones a little bit lower. Soften the shoulder blades down the back. And then start to get lighter in that right foot. Come to the tippy toe of the right foot. Stay sinking in the left sit bone. staying in chair pose, and then very gently lift the right foot up, step into your high plank, or your high lunge, excuse me. Right foot steps back. Take a full deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more full breath, sink a little bit lower. And then ground into that left foot in one sweeping motion. Come to balancing. Bring the right knee in line with the right hip. Extend the fingertips up, or the hands can come to the hips. Shoulders and hips stay square to the front. Take a full cycle of breath here. Keep grounding and rooting into that left leg. Open up through the heart. One more full cycle here, in and out. And then with or without help, bring the right foot to the inside of the thigh, above or below the knee. Find your dristi. And then hands can come wherever feel comfortable, at the heart, alongside the ears, at the hips. Find your balance. Take another full cycle here. And then very gently with control, bring the right knee back in line with the right hip. Hands to the heart. Right foot comes down next to the left. Come back into chair pose. Extend the fingertips up. Drop the sit bones. Open up through the heart. Take a big, deep breath in. And then exhale to forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Hands come to the shins. Reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale to forward fold, bend the knees, plant the palms, step into plank. One forearm at a time, come down and top to that forearm plank pose that we started with. Elbows right underneath the shoulders. Reach the heels back. Crown of the head reaches forward. Spread through the shoulder blades. Take a big, deep breath in and a deep breath out. Take another breath in to grow long. Forehead grows taller and the heels grow to the back. And then exhale, bring the hips down to the floor. Untuck the toes. You're still going to zipper the feet together. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Keep the legs engaged. Keep the glutes engaged. As you press into the forearms, lift the heart up towards the chin, but soften the shoulder blades down towards the sit bones. Full cycle of breath here. And then release, come all the way down. Bend at the knees, lift the heels up. You can make a pillow for your chin or for your forehead. And then just windshield wiper the heels from side to side. And then release the feet down, roll over onto your back. And then when you come down onto the back, keep the feet onto the floor, low back onto the floor, shoulders are connecting, and then just bring the hands to the belly. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. Bring the right knee into the chest. Seal the lips back again. Come back to your conscious breath. As you bring the right knee into the chest, see if you can lower the right hip down. Flex through the right foot. Place the right ankle on top of the left knee. And then we're going to lift the left foot off the earth. Interlace the hands around the left hamstring. As you pull that left thigh closer towards the chin, push the right knee away. You should feel this in the outer right side of the hip and the glutes. Full deep breath here. And then bring the arms out to a T or cactus shape. Cross the right leg all the way over the left. And then you're going to let the knees fall down to the left side. Gaze over the right shoulder. And then maybe use that left hand on top of the right thigh, and that's just going to encourage the knees down. Take a full breath. Then let's inhale to come back to center. Uncross the legs, and then extend, bring the right knee, or left knee in, let the right foot come to the floor. And then as you hug the left knee into the chest, see if you can let the left hip release down to the floor. Flex through the left foot, place the left ankle now on top of the right knee. Interlace the hands around the right hamstring. And as you pull the right hamstring closer to the chin, left knee presses away. Keep a flex in both feet. And then return back to your breath here. See if you can soften something in the body, release, and let go of something with the breath. Release the thigh, open the arms out to cactus. Cross that left leg all the way over, and you'll let the knees fall down now to the right. Gaze over the left shoulder. And then as you can bring that right hand on top of the left thigh, keep the left shoulder connected to the floor, and then take a full cycle of breath here. And one more round. And use your inhale to come back to center. Uncross the legs. Wrap the arms around the shins. Lift the forehead towards the knees, soften the shoulders, feel that length in the back of the neck. And then I want you to release the feet down to the floor, hands come to the belly. And then let's just take 3 breaths here. In through the nose and out of the mouth together. All together, inhale. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Again, inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. One last time. Big inhale. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. And then either roll to the right side and press yourself up, or bring the knees into the chest. Use the core to bring yourself up to seated. Face the front, rock the sit bones from side to side, close the eyes. Bring the hands back together in front of the heart. And then just remember the intention you created for your practice today. Put a big smile on your face. Blink the eyes open. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right, guys, thanks so much for your time. Thanks, Grant, for your help. I hope you guys had a great practice on your mat. Always remember, everything is a practice. We don't just get whatever we start. There's a progression to things. So I hope that you are still choosing to show up and still choosing to come to your mat. And I hope you're choosing to take this time for yourself. Thanks so much for taking the time with me and supporting my practice and your practice. And I hope to see you on the mat next week, and I'll see you on Monday at 9 a.m. Have a really great weekend. Thanks, guys.